Hello, this is Chaneta, author of How to Have This and That. We're going to talk today about going from fear to faith, because fear really stands for false evidence appearing real. Fear closes up and refuses to let anything in or out. Fear repels. Fear holds on to what it has. For it's too afraid that it will not be able to get more, that there is a limited amount available. It will not open its doors even to let in the good because it's afraid. It's too afraid to take action. When you're in fear, you're just frozen, whether it's positive or negative way. You're just frozen. You're afraid. There are a lot of people that live their lives daily from fear, and as a result, there is no room to live their dreams or actually even accomplish their goals. Everyone feels afraid at some point in their lives. Hey, I'm no exception to the rule. But many of us may not be conscious of our fears or how many we have. But if we monitor our thoughts daily, our words and our action, we'll be amazed on how much we realize, how much we're affirming every day that constantly, I'm afraid. For example, I'm afraid of lack. I'm afraid of abundance. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid of sickness. I'm afraid of health. I'm afraid of the dark, the light, certain foods, people, the government, accidents, evasions of privacy, the wealthy, the powerful, and so on and so forth. The first thing you must do about fear is to recognize that it's false evidence appearing real. Because fear comes really more from the scary stories that we tell ourselves about what's going on in our lives than what actually is showing up in our lives. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in the Supreme Being? Do you believe that there is power, that is a power that's greater than you and me? Do you believe that infinite goodness operates in your life? If you say yes, then your life must be totally fulfilled right now, and you are experiencing an all-sufficiency of all that is good, or at least in most areas of your life, right? If you say yes, but your life is not whole, harmonious, and prosperous, then you are fooling yourself thinking that you believe in the one presence, the one power, the limited, unlimited source. You see, in order to determine what you really believe or to the degree of your beliefs, you must look at your life because beliefs are forever externalized. They are forever showing up in our physical world as our lives. Look around. Our life always mirrors our thoughts and our convictions. Let's be blunt. If you're ill most of the time, you do not believe wholeheartedly in a God of life, of health, of your body, and your eternal wellness. If you are suffering lack in any area of your life, or if you anticipate experiencing limitation in the future, amazing, a lot of people do, you have not completely accepted the truth that God is your unlimited source, your unlimited substance and supply, forever expressing as lavish abundance in all areas of your life. God is Jehovah Jireh, which means our provider. In short, if you fear anything, you do not truly believe in God. Most people have more faith in fear than they do in God. They can quote every passage in the Bible backward and forward, but they're not believers of what they quote, what they're saying. If we believe half of God's promises, our lives will reflect abundance in all areas, or at least most of it anyway. What is belief? It is faith, conviction, trust, and confidence, and acceptance. Therefore, your belief is like a rheostat to me, our beliefs. Rheostat controls the light in the room or whatever it does. In this case, I'm talking about light. And so the higher your rheostat, the greater the illumination in the room. And of course, if you dim the rheostat, the light becomes dimmer and dimmer and darker and darker. So most people's belief, their overall belief system operates in a similar fashion as the rheostat. When our belief is total and complete, it is outpictured in the fullness of our lives. Complete illumination in our lives. You have health, wealth, time, freedom, joy, harmony, peace, all at the same time. That means your belief system is operating at 100%. Okay, not many of us can do that. However, there are different settings ranging from 0 to 100 on a rheostat. You may be at 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, etc. You may have health but not wealth. You may have health, wealth but not love, joy, peace, and happiness. You may have this but not that. You may have, you know what I mean? You know where I'm going with this. You don't have it all together because your belief is not all together. Your belief in the unlimited supply, Jehovah God. God is not a God of 2% or 0.5%. He's a God of 100%. So to change our lives, we must change our narratives. That is, go from fear to faith. Let's take our finances, for example. If we're living in the lower range of belief, that means that our living is in a state of insufficiency. Look around. Just look around. However, the higher we move up to the degree in our belief in God as the all-providing source, the greater our financial freedom. Look around us too. Independence. We are free from lack. Because we believe that a source, the God source, is by far more powerful than what appears to be. So let's turn our fears into faith. Turn our fears into faith. When we live in fear, we're blocking the total expression of the one power, the presence of God. Let's take 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Let's take Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Think about that. Fear involves a misuse of our imagination. Seemingly, the frightening condition is not the problem. It's the stories you tell yourself about the problem that makes you anxious and afraid. You can go through life accomplishing little or nothing because fear is stopping you. It's stopping you, and it need not be. And I've taken that, ad-libbed this and taken it from our book, Awaken to Your Essence. Job 3:25, I love this one. He feared that most has come upon him. That's what he said. What I feared most has come upon me, because he was focusing on the negative and he was attracting more negative. The law of attraction. We are only limited by our fears and doubts. Whatever it is that you fear, know that it's just a thought. Look fear straight in the eye and say, fear, you are false evidence appearing real. You have no power over me. None whatsoever. Turn your fears into faith. The problem with most people is that we cling to our fears. I mean, it's comfortable. It's part of who we are, right? But don't let fear stop you from getting your this and that. It's Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Turn your fears into faith. Trust in God. Trust God. Trust the promises God made to us. Did you know that there are over 7,000 promises in the Bible, according to Google? Take one promise at a time and personalize it. For example, the Lord is Chaneta's shepherd. She shall never be in want. Take Luke 12:32. Do not be afraid, Chaneta, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. I believe. Another example I take, make it personalized, is Psalm 27. The Lord is Chaneta's shepherd, she shall never be. The Lord is my light and salvation, I shall not be afraid. The strength of my life, I'm ad-libbing this, so go look it up, okay? But try to take one or two promises and live by those promises by making it personalized. Go ahead, do it right now. Open that Bible and start finding something, or your prayer book, whatever it is. Pray and believe. Meditate for guidance. Turn your fears into faith. Whenever you feel fear, just switch over to trusting God, that power that dwells within you. That power that's working for your highest good in divine order. Fear and trust cannot coexist in the same space. It can't. Either you are afraid or you trust God. And remember, faith, it's false evidence appearing real. That's fear. So take action in spite of your fears, because you have God to back you. In spite of what appears to be negative, take action. Tell fear it has no power over you. None whatsoever. It's good to have a journal as well. Get your fears down on paper, and so you'd be amazed how it just appears nothing when you do that. Start changing your self-talk, because when you're AAC, awake, aware, and conscious, you are mindful of what you're talking about, who you're talking about, how you're talking about it. And you can switch to the positives at any time because you're living more consciously. Change your what ifs of negatives to what could possibly happen that's good. I mean, remember, there's a lot of good things that could happen. It doesn't have to always be, if so-and-so happens, so-and-so negative will happen. No, it doesn't have to be that way. Think about that. It's the scary stories we tell ourselves, right? We have the power to change our negatives to positives. If you are afraid of not getting a job, see yourself getting the job. If you're afraid of not being healthy, see yourself healthy. See abundant income. See improved relationships. See everything that's positive. Because just like you can focus on the negative, you can focus on the positive. And yes, you can have this and that. So let's surrender all our fears to God. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, "Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid. For the Lord your God, He is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you." Remember to make the promises of God personal and watch an abundance of good things show up for you. Turn your fears into faith. Joshua 1:9. "This is my commandment. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And of course, we all know the famous 23rd Psalm that says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." I believe that, and I know that to be true, and I live by that. So release, let go, trust God. Have faith. Turn your fears into faith. Let go, let God take care of the details. Because John 14:27, again, another promise. "I am leaving you with a gift of peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give." So don't be afraid or troubled. Isn't it wonderful to know all this? Isn't it wonderful how you feel when things change when you turn your fear into faith? Yes, it is wonderful. This is Chaneta, author of How to Have This and That in Awake, Aware, and Conscious. Hey, check out my books on Amazon.com. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more inspirations. Thank you. Contact me for speaking engagements and workshops or any topic you want us to discuss. Follow me on Facebook, Chaneta V. Cummings-Lewis. My fan page on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter is Health, Wealth, and Time Freedom. Thank you for being a part of my world where all things are possible when you turn your fears into faith. Be awake, aware, and conscious. You can have this and that.